guys, so this is my new video. Basically, guys, sorry for pretty much last week. I could only upload 1 or 2 videos. I uploaded 1 video that week and about probably another video that weekend or on Saturday. So I'm really sorry, guys. I mean, on Friday night. So I'm really sorry, guys. I couldn't upload 4 last week since I was pretty busy at a couple games. So I couldn't upload. But this week, I'm going to try my hardest to upload at least 4 what ifs. I'm recording this on Monday. So I might try to record this in one shot, or I'll probably like spread it out through a couple days, but mainly try to finish it tonight. Now, basically, guys, on pretty much, what was it? So every Monday, I'll upload a barrage or like 4 thumbnails of videos I'm gonna be making that week, and you guys can decide if you want to see some of them or you want to switch out some of them out for other what ifs. Now, this what if, I'm gonna be uploading this what if. I'm gonna be uploading multiple others. Also, I'm gonna be uploading what if Invincible was in the MCU. Don't really feel, very. I don't really feel that, amped up for that what if, but I might be later on. But it's basically, what if Invincible was in the MCU? That's probably gonna be the next video I'm gonna be uploading. And on Saturday, I'm probably gonna be uploading what if Deku was Margaret. Now, if you don't know, it's a new horror movie that's on HBO Max that came out, I think, last week. So it's a pretty good horror movie. You should watch it, and it explain the basis of what I'm going to go off for the Deku What If I'm going to be uploading this week. But let's get started, guys. So basically, we start our story off with the MCU. I mean, the CW. Now, this is one of the shows in the CW. Now, basically, I did a poll. I didn't really do a poll. I just asked a question through a barrage of pictures, asking you guys, basically, what version of the Ninja Turtles do you want me to introduce? Basically, what would happen at this point is basically, well, let's start off first. Now, basically, you guys picked pretty much, well, the CGI, 3 of you guys, 2 of you guys, picked the CGI Ninja Turtles and the Michael Bay, pretty much Ninja Turtle movie. And basically, I like these Ninja Turtles. I just like the second movie will look better, because the second movie costumes or accessories on them look a little bit better than the first movie ones, because this thing on Leonardo's chest just looks horrible. Basically, the second Ninja Turtles, they had a better looking, accessories on them and better looking just costumes. So basically, yeah. So basically, guys, we start our story off with basically, well, how the Ninja Turtles will come to be. Now, pretty much, Supergirl is in a different universe than Flash, and also Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. Originally, I was going to introduce the Ninja Turtles and Legends of Tomorrow, but I'm actually still going to be doing that. I'm just going to be starting their origin story in Supergirl. Season 3, Episode 1, Girl Still. Now, basically, after the events of Season 1 and 2, basically, at the beginning of Season 2, something would happen. Now, basically, pretty much at the beginning or near the end or the middle of Season 2, something would happen that would cause an array of events that will eventually lead to the ooze, or some sort of ooze, going towards the Ninja Turtles. Basically, the crane aliens would still be be canon in this universe. Basically, the Krang, or pretty much the Krangs, they will still be an alien in this universe, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. Now, basically, we start our story off with basically, well, the ooze and how it would come to be. Now, the first chain of events would be the Krang coming to Earth one day. Now, Krang would have a similar type of body as the engineers from the pretty much Alien movies, the new Alien movies. They have a similar body to the engineers, just a pink and more brainy type, muscly type texture skin. And also the whole type tentacles on their head and stomachs. Now, basically, they would, well, investigate Earth and would have, mixed and pretty much experimented with Earth's materials and also their humans, and some mainly their animals, their wolves, their reptilians on their planets, everything. Eventually, they would make a ooze that could permanently change the DNA of a animal, turn them humanoid, turn them intelligent like species. Now, basically, he would have pretty much the Krang would have left and they would be on Earth for about a couple weeks. Now they would have used a lot of technology to stay off the radar of pretty much Supergirl and also multiple other alien, adventures, the CEA, everything. They would keep off the radar, and no one would find out they were ever there. They would have never left any trace except for one crate of canisters, about 6 or 5. Now those canisters were being picked up by Explorer near the area where the cranes left about 4 weeks after, and basically they would have grabbed the ooze. They would experiment on it, and they would eventually give it to pretty much a sign. Pretty much the CEA would find out about the whole entire ooze. They would pretty much investigate it, lock it up, and just forget about it later on. Now basically ooze would get transported to another site or area just to be safe, and basically they didn't know what the ooze did. They just took it because, well, it was alien technology or alien chemicals, and they were just, and pretty much, well, civilians couldn't just mess with it. They were supporting it, but when one canister fell, one canister knocked into a boy that was holding pretty much a whole, canister, or pretty much a whole fish bowl, or pretty much turtle set, whatever, just a whole fishbowl type turtle habitat type box or something with turtles in it, and basically it would make the boy fall and drop the box of turtles. The box would have fell over, the turtles would have gone into the sewer, and the ooze would have followed them after it, cracking as it went down the sewers. It would fall on top of the turtles, and those turtles would slowly start to mutate. And one turtle found that it was a rat that came across the ooze, as well as it was helping the turtles. Over the years, the turtles would become stronger and better, and basically at this point, they would be full-grown adults, or they wouldn't come to the surface area until season 3, episode 1. Now, basically, all the way up to season 2 in this universe, we would see clips of the Ninja Turtles in the sewers, and also shots of their weapons and stuff like that, but never really being seen the actual turtles themselves, just their weapons, their suits, and the turtle lair. Now, basically, we can switch to the beginning of episode 1, season 3, Girl is Still Supergirl. Now, basically, just to clarify these Ninja Turtles, they would have the same abilities, speed, reflexes, and just straight up just everything like the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles, but they would be scaled down to be as big as a normal person. And basically, it just the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles, they were good. I just feel like they were just too big. And I feel like mutated turtles that were the size of humans would be really big since they were mutated. But basically, these Ninja Turtles would be about the same height as an average man, except for Raphael. He would be the same canon height as he was in pretty much the movies. Now, basically, Ninja Turtles would have still been the same size, just relatively about 1 time smaller, just for it to look a little bit pleasing towards next to other characters like Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow, and the Legends of Tomorrow. And basically, Ninja Turtles would have the same skill set and everything until before they went to the sewers, went to the above the pretty much up ground. Now, basically, they would make their first appearance until, well, the episode I just explained later on. Let's start it off. We started this episode with a car chase. Basically, Supergirl listening for disturbance problems, and basically, she would come across pretty much a gunshot or a gun shooting out, or basically a car chase between pretty much Carver or Supergirl's sister, her adopted sister, and also her, I don't think at this point, her cop girlfriend, and basically the police try to chase down a moving vehicle, pretty much a car chase. And basically, doing this whole entire car chase, it would actually be, a vigilante stunt. The first appearance of the Ninja Turtles. Now, basically, the Turtles would have came out of the shadows before Supergirl came, and pretty much would have, snuck on top of the pretty much, thing, and basically would have moved like ninjas all around the truck, basically getting into the back of the truck, grabbing the man and putting him down to the ground, but it would actually be 2 men, and the other man would have been, very trained. Now, they would be fighting the man, and the man would have been brutally injured since Raphael was getting kind of angry at this guy, and basically the guy, at last second, saw the police officers behind him and pretty much shot the gun off. And that's when Supergirl would appear and stop the bullets from hitting her sister. Basically, she would look around and be confused on who these turtles are and be kind of, shocked at how big they were and how strong they looked. And basically, Leo would have said Ninja go. Basically, him throwing a smoke bomb. Basically all of them just dispersing out of the truck and getting away without a trace. And basically, Supergirl would be confused why she couldn't see them miss. Now, the Ninja Turtles, they would pretty much Donatello would have kept a record on every single super being or alien on this universe, and basically would have made a lot of precautions and stealth pretty much weapons and also just lethal weapons towards Supergirl. So if Supergirl went evil, they can come up and become pretty much take down Supergirl, or in case it was any type of situation where they had to get away from Supergirl, they would have some sort of smoke bombs, kryptonite, or whatever to basically ward off Supergirl so they can get away. And Donatello did think of all of this, and mainly all of the weaknesses Supergirl's been shown to have in public. Now, basically, doing after the Ninja Turtles just left, basically pretty much Kara stopped the whole train. Stopped the whole truck. Mainly the Ninja Turtles just was about to stop the truck until Supergirl showed up. Supergirl stopped the truck and just leaves, not even stopping for any talks or whatever. She leaves, and basically we get switched on to the pretty much the CEO, or pretty much Supergirl. We get here with Supergirl logo and everything. We get switched to basically the DEO, and Supergirl walking in there, not really talking to anybody. Now, sorry guys. Now, basically they would have asked what was up with the green guys and saying a very weird car chase, wasn't it? Pretty much Car being kind of confused, saying did you ID the guy, did you ID the guy that got away, and also the ninja, also those, I don't know what they were. Basically, pretty much Shaw would have thought that they were Martians, but not really saying it out loud, but just being confused on what they were, saying that they didn't look Martian at all. They were green and they were Martian-like, but they didn't look anything like a Martian. They looked similar, but not similar enough. And plus, Martians don't shapeshift shells. Now, basically, pretty much everybody would be confused, and the DEA would actually be working on where these Ninja Turtles went. And they were very confused on how the Ninja Turtles stuck by all the pretty much cameras around the area, through the waters and everything, just completely just vanished, and we haven't found a trace of them since, or a couple minutes, or since that whole car chase. And basically, they would have been very confused on how this was happening, who they were. Basically, Kara would have shown that she was kind of bruised from the event, and was kind of confused on how. Well, sorry guys, she was not hurt, because I'm just watching the whole episode from this point, so none of this was actually scripted. But basically, she would have had some blood from the guy that got away, basically saying to sample this, and also she would have had a little bit of pieces of banana from Michelangelo, so Michael just did like a whole flip around Kara, trying to impress somebody that would pretty much be able to watch them, because he knew multiple other aliens were fast enough to catch them or see them moving. Now, basically, Kara would be confused, and basically she would have did a little DNA test, saying, "Can you do a DNA test on this?" Her pointing the pretty much orange bandana towards him. Now, basically, he would pretty much the man. I forgot his name. Toy Master's son, like Toy Man's son. Basically, he would have grabbed the banana, saying, "I could probably do a DNA test on this." And basically, we get switched to basically Supergirl and her sister talking about how you saved the day, and you also saved me and my fiance, because I did not know at this point in the series that they were actually fiancés. But yeah, basically, they're after Supergirl just leaves after talking to to Alex, or her sister. Basically, they start talking about how Supergirl has became really dark and all pretty sunshine, but now she's just like Alex. Alex say I'm not like that. I'm not all cold and gritty and all that other stuff. Now, basically, they're talking about how grief can have different effects on people, since she did just lose. I think last season she did lose, pretty much. She did lose, her boyfriend or whatever. But basically, Now after that, we get switched to basically, well, a courtroom, pretty much a courtroom, not really a courtroom, just a, pretty much, well, sorry, pretty much a meeting against multiple other people talking about the ruins and what happened after the whole entire Daxam event and how they need to have pretty much, rebuilding and everything. Now we see, well, the future Guardian and also pretty much, I think, Kara Lex or Lex Luthor's sister. All I gotta say, guys, if you know, you know. And basically, we can cut it from that. Now basically, we can switch to basically, well, the pretty much Cat Grant, or pretty much the progress of Cat Grant on breaking news. Pretty much JBJT breaking news. Basically, they'll be talking about that, but also they will be talking right after about the new event through the cameras of the police cars about, well, the new vigilantes in town. Also being shown other clips of them fighting crime and taking down bad guys in multiple alleyways and stuff from car cameras and also other stuff. Being shown how fast and how pretty much athletic they are. Basically saying, are they aliens? Are they humans? What are they? Basically them having pretty much a lot of people on the internet having basically, well, pretty much, well, multiple people on the internet having pretty much theories about who they are, and basically Kara being kind of confused on who they are or what they are herself. Basically her the first one to actually be seeing that they were they were turtle-like. And basically we could switch to Cat Grant's office, and basically they would all be talking. And basically it would see, pretty much the future, pretty much, what was it? Guardian being the new Cat Grant, or pretty much being the new CEO. And basically, we get switched from that scene because it wouldn't really be a progress towards Ninja Turtles. And basically, we would see Kara talking to, Lex Luthor's sister, and also we could switch to Kara's sister and all that other stuff. Basically, at that point, nothing would really change until they got back to the DEO, and they actually got some, well, DNA from the Ninja Turtles actually, and the pretty much the bandana, saying that it was some sort of humanoid-like turtle, pretty much DNA that was very much like that ooze that we pretty much looked at last a couple years ago that we transported and one of the canisters went missing. We saw nothing of it, but it seems like the DNA on the bandana seems like a humanoid modified, mutated turtle DNA. Basically, I'm saying it's very similar to turtle DNA, but very humanoid and super genetic. Pretty much super, well, superized, or kind of like, well, if it was better or stronger. And basically, we can show the Ninja Turtles getting ready for another vigilante or another night on the town. Also, they just tell Kara about the whole entire, DNA samples they got from the other guy that got away. And basically, she doesn't want to get rid of the guys that got away and also just deal with the whole vigilante problem later. And basically, she flies off near the area where they located the guy. And basically we get switched to basically Supergirl getting to the area and her seeing a police, pretty much, well, a soldier guard pretty much getting knocked out or just left. Basically, her trying to look through the area, or pretty much the area, or pretty much the building that she used at, seeing that it's covered in lead, saying, "Why lead?" Basically, her going in. She would have gone into the building, aka the warehouse, basically going around, just seeing, boxes of stuff, but mainly just seeing that it was kind of just empty. We would basically see Kara walk in there, and she would be looking around, and out of nowhere she would get hit by some sort of laser blast, knocking her down. Now soldiers would walk in, basically them. Basically, you see the soldiers walk in, they get shot down, and basically they just get hit with the same energy blast, knocking them out. I see Supergirl get back up, taking more arrays of shots, trying to get towards the, well, source of the laser blast. She dodges multiple of them, her running faster towards the object. Her shooting the laser blast at it, her seeing that it was some sort of, well, alien spacecraft or ship. Basically, her being confused on what does it belong to. We see the man from earlier that got away sneak out of the ship and basically run off, trying to get away. Now, basically, you see the soldiers get help from Supergirl trying to help them basically us seeing that the soldiers are okay and they didn't have any internal bleeding or damage. And basically, you see Supergirl pretty much fly around the city trying to find the man, and basically, she gets called pretty much about, well, a situation, not by Guardian this time, but about pretty much the Ninja Turtles from this DEO. How we've seen them on a sighting or a camera sighting at an area. Now basically, Supergirl flies to that area and basically looks around trying to find out where they are. Now basically, she gets started by behind, basically her being confused on how she got snuck up on. Basically, her looking back and seeing the Ninja Turtles appear, flip, and acrobatically just land right in front of her. Basically, them saying the Ninja Turtles. Basically, them presenting themselves kind of like this in the picture. And basically, she said, "What are you guys? Who are you guys?" Basically, Raphael says, I'm Raphael. I'm Leonardo. I'm Michelangelo, and I'm Donatello." Basically, they would start, kind of having the same type of conversation that they had in the first movie, just talking about Kara and also Mikey, just being kind of a geek and actually kind of simping for pretty much, well, Kara saying, pretty much, well, are you single or something? Basically, Kara not really talking about that, but just saying, so, what are you? Basically, us saying pretty much, well, them saying in unison that we're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and pretty much Mikey saying, yeah, and we're gonna be your city's new protectors alongside you, or maybe we want to at least. And basically, Carter says, okay, so why are you here, and why just now here? I got some DNA samples off of your friends Bandana. Basically, pretty much Donnie and Leo and Raphael looking at Michelangelo or Mikey saying, "You dummy." Basically Raphael saying, "No trace." Remember what Splinter said? Basically him smacking Mikey on the back of the head. Mikey said, "I'm trying to leave a little bit of a token, or a little bit of a catchphrase of some sorts." Basically, them saying we already have catchphrase, and also on top of that, we don't really need to leave any signs behind. We already have one, the spray paint symbol. Basically, Leo saying, but to be honest, we didn't have enough time to do it. And basically, we see, well, the Ninja Turtles talk more and more, pretty much argue with each other. But basically, Supergirl saying stop, basically asking, "You need to come with me. We need to find out who you are and if you're a danger to the city." Basically, Mikey saying, we just stopped the robbery, and you think we're a danger to the city?" Pretty much, not really Mikey saying that, but me less just Raphael getting kind of angry at Supergirl saying, "Maybe you shouldn't be the hero of this town. Maybe we're better. There's more power in numbers, right?" Basically, Leo trying to calm down Raphael, saying, "Are you stupid? You can't take her on." Basically, Raphael saying, "Try me. Look, watch me." Basically, him charging towards pretty much Supergirl. Supergirl starts dodging his attacks, but basically gets grabbed once and gets thrown around. Basically, she's very, very confused and very caught off guard on how fast Raphael is. But her not really actually going full on strength. Basically, her not really, participating that Raphael will be strong enough to pick her up. Basically, she flies towards Raphael and hits him through a building or into a building. Basically, him falling into one of the pretty much apartments that are in the alleyway that the Ninja Turtles met up with Supergirl. And basically, Raphael gets up, basically taking out a custom made, pretty much, well, scythe that Donatello pretty much gave him as a gift, pretty much in case, they had to go up against Supergirl. Because their main problem was, if Supergirl ever went evil or Supergirl ever wanted to take this out, we could just, use these. And pretty much at one point, Donatello did get his hands on a hefty amount of kryptonite after a shipping deal gone wrong with Lex Luthor. And basically, well, Raphael takes out a kryptonite scythe. Basically, Raphael takes out a kryptonite scythe, and pretty much Supergirl flies into the building, not really looking and not really looking up, and pretty much it's too late. When she looks up, she almost gets cut by the dagger, or pretty much by the scythe. Basically, Raphael running towards Supergirl more brutally, trying to cut her. Basically, Supergirl getting kind of weakened because the blade is made, or pretty much the center of the blade is just made by kryptonite, concentrated kryptonite that just is made to erupt an aura, not actually cause physical pain. Just being able to erupt the aura, and the middle parts around it is used as actual blade. If Supergirl or you have to get physical, and basically, pretty much, Supergirl starts backing down. Pretty much, her van's starting to glow green. Basically, Raphael stops saying, "Don't look for us, and if we need you, we'll find you, and if you need us, we'll find you." Or you could just meet us. Or you could just meet us in New York City. Or pretty much, him not saying New York City. I think he was saying. Let me look it up. Oh yeah, him saying just meet us at a certain area. Basically, he says a certain area, like a certain location where one of the sewer ducts are, or basically the first location when Ninja Turtles actually went up to see the surface world. Now, basically, you get switched off to that scene. Basically, her getting up, basically her slowly and fastly recovering from the kryptonite attack. Basically, her pretty much getting called from future or pretty much the soon-to-be guardian. Basically, she gets there and pretty much she starts talking to him. Now, basically, she comes to basically talk to him and they start arguing, basically saying that Supergirl's done her job, but Kara Danvers has been off the radar. Basically, her yelling and arguing with pretty much, and basically, she does saying that Supergirl's my job and you're one of the top guardian. Basically, her knowing that, he's been guardian for a pretty long time. I said future guardian because at this point, I thought he wasn't actually, the guardian. I still knew he was doing, vigilante work at this point. I thought he wasn't really the guardian, like actually famous or whatever at this point. But basically, pretty much James goes on about how you need to accept or pretty much do your job and not run from Catco, and your job's important. And basically, her getting kind of angry and sighing and pretty much saying, well, Supergirl can go on hold, and pretty much her just arguing at him more and more, and basically her saying, well, she's quitting, Catco, saying that she needs to be Supergirl right now, saying I quit. Now, basically, her walking out of the office and her just leaving. Now, you get switched to basically, pretty much what was it? We got switched back to, what was it? Basically, get switched to John Jones, or John, basically, him talking about why, pretty much, him just talking about the same situation, but him actually asking, pretty much, Toyman's son, pretty much asking him, what's the whole title situation with the Ninja Turtles? Pretty much, not saying the Ninja Turtles, but what's the whole situation with the aliens or the creatures? Now, basically, he says we don't know where they came from, when they originated from, but we do know that they're very strong, and we have been seeing feats of their strength through the cameras and all the car cams around their, pretty much, saving or missions or whatever. We've seen them chuck full-grown men like rag dolls, punch through walls, pretty much scale buildings, and flip very, very surprisingly well and very athletic for their size. And they've been shown to be very strong just by the sound of them while just jumping down to the ground from a building or a car. Basically, I've seen, and also being seen that their shells are bulletproof. Basically, him showing out footage of basically the turtles taking bullets from one robber that's basically shooting at them, and Michelangelo being, he pretty much turned backwards, and him finding out that he is bulletproof. Basically, them all figuring out that they have bulletproof shells. And basically, from that point, they try to find more about the Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles go off the radar for the rest of the episode, and basically that's when the episode ends. And basically, we see that basically over the years, we get switched a couple years later, and we see the Ninja Turtles basically, do some missions then and there. Pretty much, come across Kara then and there, help Kara out sometimes then and there. And basically, we get seen the whole entire, thing that happened during the whole entire Kara and the end of the episode. Basically, the Ninja Turtles weren't there since they didn't operate in the daytime. Well, they barely operate in the daytime. Now, basically, we get switched by that. And basically, we get, dropped off there. And basically, we get hit with the end credit scene instead of Kara, basically, or instead of the whole entire, woman with powers. Basically, we could see the Ninja Turtles pretty much walking through some sort of, well, mission of some sorts, and basically them coming across, well, the Legends of Tomorrow. And basically, episode 1 of Stargirl is basically just to, put a basis for the Ninja Turtles' origin. And basically, over the years, the Ninja Turtles would, operate with Kara then and there. And they would have a relationship with Kara. Basically, them having sort of just a love-hate, pretty much just purely co-worker type relationship. Now, we get switched back to the DC Legends of Tomorrow. And basically, that's where we get to the real main course of pretty much the Ninja Turtles. And we start off with basically episode 1 and how they would be looking for teammates to start up. Well, now basically, from that point, we get switched to episode 1 of Legends of Tomorrow, and we would see a apocalyptic type war or battlefield, pretty much seeing havoc and laser blasters, pretty much everybody just going crazy, and we see Battle Savage in the middle of everything. Pretty much us seeing, history has, been quite different. Now, basically, we get seen a woman and a child get shot down and basically get, executed. Or the boy, before, he's shot down, he tries, pretty much Randall Savage talks to him and says, "What's your name, son?" Basically, him saying, John Jones, I think. Your mother was, pretty much Vandal Savage says your mother was brave, just as your father was foolish. Basically saying, which are you? Pretty much him spitting in Vandal Savage's face. Basically Vandal Savage saying, take after your mother, huh? Basically him laughing, grabbing the boy's shoulder, pretty much, shaking him, and pretty much him backing up, taking out blasters, saying, or not. Basically him just shooting the boy then and there, dead. Now we get switched back to basically the Councils of Time, or basically the, Council of Time and all about their hands and the fate of time, universes, other things like that. Basically them telling the man, or pretty much a man in some sort of suit, in some sort of, coat, basically saying that you have changed the course of history. Vandal Savage's pretty much reign in the world is inevitable. It's a part of time. And basically, they start telling Captain Hunter that you can't do this, but Captain Hunter doesn't really listen to them. Him going after a group of people that could help him and not change the course of history, pretty much trying to get a couple of nobodies. And basically, he sets off his course to find Legends of Tomorrow. We get switched to Arrow, and basically we switch to Adam. We also get to switch to I don't know. We get switched to Sarah Lance, and pretty much basically Captain Hunter probably looks over the Ninja Turtles, trying to find out if he can take one of them, not to change the fabric, of course of time, of course of time, the timelines. Basically, he sees that the Ninja Turtles just are a really big part of the timeline, and they became very great heroes. And them just missing from a whole chunk of year could bring very great attention towards Captain Hunter. So Captain Hunter leaves them there, and pretty much continues about how he can't take them since they're too crucial to a part of time. But basically, we could switch a couple years later through a couple other events and multiple other courses of time, or we see the Ninja Turtles do more things over time. Now basically after pretty much, Hunter gives that whole entire speech about Legends and how you guys are a symbol of elite team. Basically, he leaves them there. Basically, him saying to meet me at that address on the same tower, and if your answer is yes. Now basically, he goes back to the sewers, basically trying to find the Ninja Turtles, since he pretty much sees no real problem seeing that one of them could at least go away for a couple of years, and I want to change the course of history. Ninja Turtles wait for, pretty much a Rip Hunter. Basically, them ambushing him and asking him why you're here. He gives them the same speech about the whole entire, time and everything. Basically, them being asked, "Will you help me?" And basically, Donnie says, "We have some decoys. We can help you." Basically, them saying, "What do you mean decoys?" Now, basically, Donnie shows a couple of robotic android-like Ninja Turtles that basically look exactly like them. Now, at this point, basically, these Ninja Turtles would look exactly like them, move like them, fight like them, but wouldn't be able to talk like them. Just being able to, well, nod, say yes, and, nodding or shaking their head or whatever. Basically, only Donnie having a voice, since Donnie spent most of his time saying every word in the vocabulary, every letter, every number, everything, literally everything a person can possibly say. He recorded himself saying it and put it in the database of the Android of Donatello. And basically, he said, it took me years to perfect the whole entire sound bite for my Ninja Turtle Android, so the rest of yours can't really talk. I only got a couple for catchphrases for each of your Ninja Turtles. The only one that can actually talk, very, very, very well accurate is me. And basically, they're very confused, but basically they say we'll join you. And basically, him he says that you are a little bit too much. Not only some of you can come. And basically, they're confused, saying, "What do you mean, some of us?" Basically, saying that I form an elite team of, well, people. Basically, him saying that only a few select of you could come, since some of you need to stay here to help the course of history. Now, basically, they're confused, saying that we don't come and at least we're all in a team. He says, "I'll take some of you. I'll take all of you for a short amount of time. But when the time comes, when a certain point in time of history where you guys shall save the world, become legends of some sorts, I will send you back to your universe and your timeline, and pretty much give you a paper of all the events and all the timelines and everything you need to know." And basically him saying that, "Let's get started. We have no time to waste." Basically them following Rip Hunter. Basically Hunter started giving him a card saying to meet me there if your answer is yes. Basically him, well, just going away. Now basically they're confused, but basically they see that this is a really big opportunity. Now basically they think that this is a really big opportunity, and it might be an opportunity for interdimensional traveling. That's exactly what Donnie says. Basically, them just saying, "Let's get started." Now, basically, they start getting ready, get suited up, and basically they get suited up just like they did in the second Ninja Turtle movie. Now, basically, they go to the pretty much building top to pretty much, get there for an answer yes to Rip Hunter. And basically, we see the legends pretty much talk about their answers and how they're going to do this, and pretty much if they can do this. And very much they talk about it, and eventually most of all of them appear, pretty much saying that we should get ready. And basically, he talks to them more and more. Basically, him telling them pretty much to be very, shocked. Basically, him, showing the Wave Rider. Basically, all of them being very shocked and in, amazement of what they're looking at. Now, basically, he says it's called the Wave Rider, saying it's a ship that's been around for decades. Shall we? Basically, him inviting them in. Basically them walking in, but basically them seeing. Then basically walking into the Wave Rider, they get to the main courts, or the main pretty much controls in the main area, and basically they see a couple of mutant giant human-like turtles. Basically all of them are very shocking in a fine position, saying what are they? Basically him saying the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In the future they become great legends, more even legendary than you, better than you actually. I got them here because they're an elite team, and also they will help us very strongly for muscle, smarts, and also a lot of stealth, since they are ninjas. Basically, him giving out pretty much wristbands to all four Ninja Turtles, saying to put them on and to press them. They put them on and they press them, and they pretty much have a cloak on them, turning them into some sort of, or making them look very humanoid so they can blend in. Basically, their human forms look somewhat like this. Basically, just imagine them in live action and these suits being made out of some sort of, material similar to the, similar to the Flash CW suit. And basically, they would all be given, the same weapons, but they would also be, tech advanced. Now, basically, the cloak would basically make them look more humanoid, or basically just make them look like versions of themselves, human versions of themselves. Now, basically, Rip Hunter pretty much explains to them and shows them Gideon, and basically shows them about the whole entire, everything about pretty much about the ship, and saying that we need to, pretty much he tells them about the man that they could find that could tell them where Bano Savage, or what a point in Bano Savage's time they could find to pretty much take him out. And basically them saying, let's begin. And basically they get ready and get into their ship. Basically them getting strapped down, him saying that you better sit down because tempo shifting isn't very, isn't something you want to stand up for. Basically, him saying, pretty much, the turtle saying that we don't have any chairs or seats. Pretty much Rip saying you don't need any. Your anatomy could withstand it. And basically, he starts the ship, and basically, R start, floating through. Basically, Leo, Raph, Donnie, and Mikey basically woozy and falling out to the ground. Basically, them getting very, pretty much nauseous. Now, basically, they start looking around, and after the whole entire time thing, basically, we see that they get up pretty quickly, and everybody else is just really shocked and also very, pretty much shocked. Basically, us saying that some of them barf, some of them, get numb in certain areas, some of them get nosebleeds, and basically, mainly just the Ninja Turtles, they just cough up some mucus, and they're just good. And basically, they get up, pretty much them getting ready to go out. Pretty much, Rip Hunter saying that you need to get in some civilian clothes. Your default setting of the cloak wristbands is very, different. And basically, we can switch back to Earth, where the ship Wave Rider would leave, and basically see two teens say, that's awesome, and we see some sort of bounty hunter find them trying to look for the Wave Rider. We see a bounty hunter saying the timeline has been shifted too much already. Pretty much him saying that, the turtles must come back, and I must stop this, senseless need to stop the time. And basically, we see that basically the bounty hunter is after the Wave Rider and Rip Hunter, but also is after the Ninja Turtles, since they make a crucial part in history. Now we see the Legends of Tomorrow get out from their ship, get out from their pretty much seats, and basically all of them just get ready, and they get told their mission. They go out, pretty much them being dressed in their civilian clothes, and pretty much the Ninja Turtles just being dressed like average 2019 teenagers with Vans and pretty much hoodies and all sorts of other stuff. And basically, they just have them all having hoodies that just correlate with their colors to their bandanas. Basically, they get into the pretty much area, and they see that the man pretty much they say that this man or somebody pretty much they see the man, and pretty much they have a talk with the man, and they see that the man is pretty much Hawkman and Hawkgirl's a long lost or pretty much one day son at one point in time. And basically they pretty much try to ask the man about the whole entire Vandal Savage and everything in the point in time, and pretty much him telling Hawkman and Hawkgirl pretty much his story about Fennel Savage and everything. Now we see pretty much what was it, Captain Cold, Heatwave, Sarah Lance, and also the other half of Storm, pretty much what was it, Firestorm, left back into the ship. Now they try to rebellious and they try to get out of the ship or just leave. And basically, pretty much they just try to leave or just go on to leave the ship, and basically they just stay. They keep pretty much the other half of Storm. What was it? Firestorm behind as well. Pretty much pretty much Sarah Lance and the other two just leaving. Now we see pretty much the man. Well, pretty much take a book out, saying that he knows the story of Hawkman and Hawkgirl and their first life together, and pretty much seeing that Vandal Savage was there and he rebelled against you. Basically, him being filled with rage, and pretty much him saying that he murdered you both, murdered you both, and basically that's how you guys died. And pretty much God's brought you. Meteorite hit the place, and I guess that meteorite gave Vandal Savage his powers and brought you guys back from the dead or whatever. And basically, we get shown more about the man and how pretty much their past lives, their memories, their powers, and all that came from pretty much the stone, everything. Him telling them exactly what he told them in canon. Basically, Raphael and the rest of the Turtles just wandering off and going through pretty much, what this time is like. They go around and they eventually come to the same bar where Sarah and Heatwave and pretty much, Mr. Cole is at, or pretty much, Mr. Cole is at. And basically, they start, make kind of a ruckus. Sarah starts getting into kind of a confrontation with a bunch of guys, starting a whole bar fight. And basically, before one of the guys can hit Sarah, basically Raphael steps in, grabbing the punch, and starts to just straight up just join into the fight. And they, with help with the Ninja Turtles, they basically take out every guy in the whole bar in a matter of minutes. Basically, Raph using his enhanced, or all of them using their enhanced, mutant turtle strength, basically throwing people into walls, breaking people's bones, and literally almost pitting people in, critical condition, just throwing people like ragdolls, since most of them have a lot of strength, since they are mutated giant mutant turtles. And basically, we switch to the other half of Firestorm, basically talking to the computer, and also pretty much pretty much talking to the artificial intelligence, saying that pretty much what is happening because he gets shot, or the ship gets shot by from the bounty hunter from the beginning. Is it a bounty hunter trying to shoot down the ship, trying to pretty much override the ship's cloaking mechanism? And basically, pretty much he asked, the other half of Firestorm asked, what's going on here, and pretty much saying they get them here now. And basically, we get switched to pretty much the rest of the story, where we see Hawkman and Hawkgirl getting told everything. Now, I guess you get told, basically, the other half that's with them, the other half that's with them basically get distress called or gets called by the ship, and also by the other half of Firestorm about everything. Now, basically, he tells Hawkgirl and Hawkgirl everything that they, everything that's going everywhere, and pretty much they get told, spend some time with you. They pretty much tell Rick that they're gonna spend some time with their son, or their past son. And basically, we get switched back to pretty much the other half of Firestorm, the black half. Basically, him asking where is Rip, and where is the rest of them? Where is even Ninja? Where is Raphael and Leo? Basically, Hawkgirl and Hawkgirl arrive, try to fight back through the. Where are they? Where are the brothers? Basically, they get in pretty much Happy Fire or Crossfire, basically getting shot back and forth. Basically, them getting sorted out to the bar, and basically Leo getting a distress call from pretty much Rip Hunter, since the wristband is connected to the ship. Basically, they tell them to hurry up. Basically, just the teens, or pretty much the turtles just getting out there, and pretty much as they're on the way to the ship, they de-transform and pretty much go back to the uncloaked versions of themselves, the Ninja Turtle self. Basically, we see them pretty much ambush the bounty hunter, throwing punches, kicks, and just straight up just acrobatically just fighting against the guy. Basically, just straight up just, well, ambushing him, going straight up just fighting the bounty hunter like, well, the shredder, and basically them going back and forth, working in unison, just straight up just double tagging the bounty hunter. The bounty hunter takes some anti-grenades that basically destabilize the mutation or the mutagen that's in the blood of the Ninja Turtles, making the Ninja Turtles become very nauseous and start to get a really bad nosebleed. Basically, the Ninja Turtles falling down to the ground and pretty much becoming really sick. And basically, pretty much we see Adam and pretty much Firestorm, or the other has a Firestorm, pretty much go back in the ship and pretty much get suited up and transform together, and they all sort of just straight up just going after the, well, pretty much just start going after the, well, pretty much the bounty hunter. Now basically, the doctor gets blasted by pretty much happy fire and gets blasted away, but he gets wounded in the fight. And basically, they actually are so close to actually taking down the bounty hunter and pretty much just pretty much just knocking him out. But we see that the Ninja Turtles, since they're very sick, they do retreat, and basically they get away and they teleport away. And basically, when they get off the ship, basically they get to a safe point in pretty much time, and pretty much Rip Hunter is confused on how, all this is happening. And basically Rip Hunter tells them that pretty much we're in a time limbo that can keep safe from the bounty hunter that we can stay away from. Basically him saying that I need to repair the ship because some of the stuff that's been knocked out loose. And basically from that point we see the episode go nearly the same. Basically Hulk girl trying to ask Rip Hunter, or pretty much just telling Rip Hunter, or pretty much just grabbing him by the shoulders and picking him up against the wall, pretty much yelling at him and saying what was that all about. And basically we can see the Ninja Turtles just, kind of asking what was that about, and why did he have some sort of gas that, well, mess with our bodies. Basically him saying it's a gas in the future that the time of protectors pretty much, well, made to pretty much stop you guys, and pretty much saying that Ninja Turtles are very big threats since they're very strong, fast, athletic, pretty much great heroes in the future. But at one point in time you get mind controlled, and pretty much somebody has to make a weapon against you guys. A toxin that can, for a short amount of time, destabilize the immunity that's in your blood, basically making you guys very sick. Kind of like a very, very amped up, pretty much cold or flu on steroids. Now basically, he tells them the truth about the whole entire future and how he, pretty much they are, legends, and how they are pretty much, just nobodies, all other stuff. I'm saying that you're a team of heroes and I need you guys for a mission. And basically, pretty much Rip tells them about his son and his wife and how they were shot down, and pretty much how he wants to stop that savage from killing his children, or pretty much his love and his son. And basically, you get told about, everything. And pretty much they accept, and pretty much well, say that at that point, very weird. Now basically, we can switch back to pretty much the dock area, or pretty much where the weapons are, and basically we see all of them talking alongside the Ninja Turtles being alongside them, still in their mutant forms or just in their normal uncloaked forms. Basically the Legends getting kind of comfortable with them, but pretty much Adam asking them, can you put on the cloak back on? They activate their bracelets again, and they go back into their human looking forms. Now guys, basically, if this episode is good, or if you want me to keep the Ninja Turtles in Legends of Tomorrow, or if you guys want me to introduce the Ninja Turtles at some other point in Legends of Tomorrow, or maybe just put them back in the Stargirl TV show, you guys can just say so. Or if you guys just want me to redo this whole thing again and just put them in a different TV show, I'll accept that as well. Basically, guys, I just feel like I didn't do very good on this what if. You guys can tell me if I did good or not. But yeah, guys, so the next video I'm going to be uploading is either what if Deku was Margaligent, or another what if I'm actually working on that I didn't upload that I was gonna make is what if let's see, is what if Robin had the Omnitrix. Now I don't know if you guys want to see that or not. Just say so. Pretty much, yeah. The only questions that I want to ask you guys is, do you guys want me to redo this, or you guys think this what if is okay and you want me to continue this? And also, do you guys think you will like to see what if Robin had the Omnitrix from Young Justice? I mean, what if Robin had the Omnitrix, the Robin from Young Justice? Now see you guys later. Bye. Deuces.